Well, happy Thanksgiving Eve to you. Chris Hare here, the world champion crypto cowboy, bringing you your nightly Bitcoin update. Notice the new hat. It's cold outside, so I went to the felt, keep my head warm. But you're going to see more than that. I had to get the lighting set so you could see it pretty good. It just looked like a black void on top of my head, so that's where we are for tonight. But we've had a pretty good run on Bitcoin since about Saturday. Been bouncing up since about 80,500. Do we keep going? Do we reject sometime soon? Well, we're going to break that down in the charts tonight. I'm going to tell you exactly what I think, and we're going to start on a 1 hour, go through the next few days, all the way out to that weekly chart. I'm going to give you the key resistances that I'm watching and where I might think we go from here. But I am a world champion rodeo cowboy in the team roping events, and I'm taking the strategies and the discipline that I use right outside this door in my arena. I'm bringing them right here to the crypto desk, and if you stick around long enough, I'm going to make you guys world champion crypto traders. So stick around, hit the like button, subscribe, tap that bell notification. You're not going to want to miss out on a single video. We'll start off with the crypto fear and greed index tonight, currently at 23. We've moved up out of extreme fear. I think that's the first time in about a month. That's a good sign. But if we go up in greed fast, I think that this run is short-lived. And then we've got some concerns. But what I like to use this for is for market sentiment. Tells us if people are scared, if people are euphoric, what's going on. But I also like to use this to gauge small spot purchases. I buy in fear, and then I sell when I buy a little more when we get into extreme fear. And then I sell it when we start getting up into greed. It's a strategy that's worked pretty well for me. And I'll show you what I'm talking about on a BitUnex exchange. I bought small amounts of Solana and Ethereum just to show you guys what's going on. I also bought a little bit of Bitcoin below 90,000 because that's what I think I should do. Bitcoin's that cheap, you might as well pick some up. Bitcoin's in profit. Ethereum and Solana were down double digits, but now they're up 6% and 4% respectively, so we're headed in the right direction. But if you need an exchange to trade on, BitUnex is a great one. You'll find a link to that in my description. I do believe you get a bonus with your first time deposit and a little better exchange trading fee. So go ahead and check that out. Once again, that's in my description. Moving out to the liquidation heat map, we're going to do it like we have the past couple of nights. I'm going to show you a shorter term and a longer term on the liquidation heat maps. This is what market makers use to track your liquidity. Everything above price action is a short trade. Everything below price action is a long trade. And they don't really care about TA. What they care about is where your liquidation points are, and they move the chart to find those, and that's just how they do. They don't care about your liquidations. They just want your money. Cumulatively, we've got about $834 million worth of short trades. We're running out. To the long side, 1.95 billion. So there's a clear imbalance. There's a bright pocket here at about 89.5. It stays pretty bright down to about 88.6, then 86,000. 85,000 and 83.2. So I think they come after some of this. How far we go, keep those numbers in mind. We'll go over it in the charts. I'll explain exactly what's going on. Moving out to a yearly Bitcoin liquidation heat map, this gives us a macro overview of what's going on. You can see there's not hardly any liquidity left below us at about 80,000. There is a little bit, but it's not a lot. There's a bright pocket here, 92,000, and then the numbers you need to keep in your head, 98,000 to 100. 107 to 109,000, and then 114 to 116,000. I think those are our key resistances that we have to get over to think about all-time highs. Any strong rejection from any one of those, and it could get bad. We could be looking at lower numbers. Cumulatively, $9.21 billion worth of short trades to get rid of. On the long side, 2.56. So there's still a big imbalance. I do think that they come back and grab some of this, probably around $84,000, $85,000 before they let it run again. But we'll get into the charts. We'll figure out exactly what's going on. I do post all these charts in the crypto school. I posted some long signals today. We've done really well. I didn't get those posted, but we've made about 175% on Bitcoin and about 120% on Ethereum. So we're moving up. We took these trades right here at the 50 moving average. That takes 50 of these candles right here, the yellow and white lines. Takes 50 of these candles, puts a fluid line on the chart, works as excellent support and resistance. We took the trade as it was moving up, and you can see we've gone up all day. It's been a good day, but where do we go from here? I think you go ahead and come on up to this extension here that sits between $91,000 and $94,000. The 200 smooth moving average sits currently at about 92,304. I think that's your next big resistance to get over. If you reject here, I think you come down and you retest 90,000. There's a fair value gap that sits here about 88,000, so I'm pretty bullish there. You may come down, retest the 50 moving average wherever it falls. If you don't hold that, I think you come on down to 87 to 85,000. I really feel like you bounce from there. You may come down to 83.8, but I don't think you go much lower. If you do, 83 to 82,000 would be your next target. And if we just dump out of this for some reason, 78 to 75,000 would be your next stops. We're still looking at our daily 50 moving average and our weekly 50 simple moving average sitting up here at around 102,000. Those are my concerns. I do kind of feel like that we might get up to test those, and the 4 hour shows us why. We've been moving up. We broke out above the 50 simple moving average. That's bullish. 87.4 was that number. We got over it. Your 50 smooth moving average. So basically the smooth takes a composite of the exponential and the simple and does a composite line. I really like it. Charts really respect it. You can tell that it's a bold statement. You either reject off of it or you get above it, reset, and move on. So I think this is your next big stop, 92.1. We said that on the 1 hour as well. I think that's what we've got to get over. Get over that. 92 to 96,000 would be your next stops. Ideally, I would like to get over it, watch this roll back up, retest it in this golden zone, and then we're going to move on up to 97 to 101. This is my first big concern. We've got to get over the daily 50 and the weekly 50. A hard rejection here could set us up for more downside, but I'm going to be honest with you, the way this impulse is setting up, I really think we're headed up towards these 4 hour extensions at 114 to 124. I'm not confident in an all-time high, but we could reject hard here. It really depends on how this move works up to here. Once we get here, I can take some measurements and I can give a better target. But if we go out on the daily, you can see what I'm talking about. We finally put in a bullish fair value gap today or yesterday. That sits around 89,285 to the middle of it. That's bullish. Now we have something to bounce off of. I think that mitigates some of our downside potential for right now. The 200 moving average sits up here at about 97,428. There's a bearish fair value gap there. Maybe we come up on a daily wave 1, bounce from there, come down, retest for a daily wave 2, and then that's going to set us up for this upper golden zone. We got, like I said, we've got to get over these 50s at around 102,000. That's going to be our other decider. If we come up and kind of come down and come up again and kind of go slow, I think that's where we reject. If this move makes a bold statement and really runs up before it rejects and doesn't reject till we get to this bearish fair value gap, that's a big first wave impulse. And then I think your golden zone is in play, 108 to 116. That's my next big target to get through. There's argument that we're in a bear market. That's going to dictate whether we are or not. If we reject there, then I think we go down to lower targets, guys, and it gets ugly from there. So probably around 68,000 and then on down to somewhere between 60 and 42,000. I'll explain this line when we get out to the weekly chart. If we can break this high at 126, we could double top here. That's always a possibility. But if we break out of that, I think we go 138 to 154 with the possibility to get on up to $200,000. There's a lot of resistance to get through on the way up there. And I'm going to reiterate this. You've got the 200 smooth moving average. You've got the weekly 50 simple moving average that we've never retested. So this could just be a retest. And then you've got your daily 50 moving averages. Then you've got to get above 108. You've got to get above 116. So there's quite a few checkpoints on the way up to even think about that target. I'm not ruling it out, but I'm saying it's the less likely outlier. Moving out to the weekly chart explains this a little more. We did bounce off of this fair value gap, get back above the 50 smooth moving average. That's bullish. We do have a bearish fair value gap right here at 97,265. The only thing I could think of is maybe we bounce back down to this 382 and retest it and then work through it up over all this resistance and into these golden zones. If we can get through it, 139 to 156 with a possibility of 207 is your targets. There's still a lot of heavy weekly bearish fair value gaps are extremely strong. We've got a lot to get through to even consider getting up here. So I'm not going to just say, hey guys, we're running. But I think we get up to at least this area here around 100, 102,000. The reason I say that is this is wave 1, 2, That's a third wave down, and wave 4 to the upside can't breach wave 1 or it invalidates the move. That sits here at about 106,000. So that's where I am. Then I think we head down. We could come back and just bounce here at 77,000, but I think that lower targets are likely. The line that I was talking about, there's a left shoulder here, there's a head, and then we're coming in to put in a right shoulder. If we put in a right shoulder, come back and lose this weekly 50 or this wick right here at about 80, so 80 to 84,000, then that mark targets out $50,000. That's where I am on Bitcoin for the weekly. There's a lot to get through. There's a lot of things going on, but I think we're starting off in the right direction. But that gives you a pretty good idea of where we're going. I'm going to post some videos tomorrow. I'll do one on Ethereum. I've got one that's just kind of a major market overcap. I'm going to do that as well. And then we'll see how much movement we have, whether I circle back around to Bitcoin tomorrow or not. We've got a lot of Thanksgiving plans. Actually, we don't. We're doing a lot of work around the ranch, but we are going to eat tomorrow afternoon. So I want to be able to go enjoy my family. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving. You guys that are overseas, I just hope you have a great weekend. It's a long weekend for us. It's well-deserved. I'm thankful for a lot of things. I'm thankful for you guys. I'm thankful for Tyler Hill for giving me this opportunity to do this YouTube thing and help me out along the way. The information he's given me has been invaluable. He's been a huge asset to my trading style and my trading growth. And I really owe him a lot. But come on over to the Crypto School. Check us out. You'll find the link in my description. Like, subscribe, tap that bell notification. You'll get notifications as soon as we drop a video. And go ahead and leave us a comment. Tell me what your Thanksgiving plans are. I love reading them. I really like hearing from you people, and it helps the YouTube algorithm, so that helps me as well get out to more people. But I'm going to wrap this up for tonight. I'm going to go in and spend some time with family. I hope you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving day, and just remember to be thankful for whatever it is that's going great in your life. And even the struggles, sometimes you just have to be thankful for those because you come out stronger on the other end. But I'm going to wrap it up with that for tonight. I really appreciate it. I'm thankful for you guys. My name's Chris Hare, the world champion crypto cowboy. We'll see you down the road.